Hello and welcome to Embodied Astrology. I'm so excited you guys are here, and this is the first video in a weekly series where I break down one key transit, one key piece of astrology that's happening for the week ahead, and tell you how you can work with it personally to make your life better. So let's dive in. I suppose I should introduce myself in case you don't know me. So hi, my name is Rachel. I'm an astrologer and a coach. I live in Los Angeles with my two perfect corgis and my wonderful husband who happens to be a Scorpio. And I'm a Pisces sun, Leo rising, and Sagittarius moon. So I first got introduced to astrology by way of fitness because I started out as a strength coach. And if you exist in the wellness space for long enough in Los Angeles, you will get exposed to astrology. And I'm so glad that I did because I am a sucker for any sort of personality framework or language that helps us better understand who we are and also better understand the people around us. And for me, astrology really just was the holy grail for that. Once I started diving into my personal birth chart, it just really helped me understand how to reconcile and harmonize all these parts of myself that felt kind of unrelated or disparate. There's like the, kind of whimsical, dreamy, feeling connected to the universe part of myself that is represented in my Pisces sun. And then there's like this sort of warm, bombastic, fiery Leo rising part of myself. And then there's like this wanderlust, explorer, lifelong learner, teacher, Sagittarius moon part of myself. And so many other points in my chart that just helped me understand why I am the way that I am and gave me the courage to really embody all of those parts, to feel like, oh, I'm not insane for being an entrepreneur because I have this North Node in Capricorn in my sixth house of work. It's like all of these things that we start to unpack when we really understand our birth chart, that just give us the courage and confidence to move forward and live life in a more aligned way. So by starting this series, I really hope that I can encourage you all watching to get a little bit curious about your astrology, dive into your chart, because time and time again, it just has so many amazing insights that I think truly allow you to live a more fulfilled life. And I figure what better way to start understanding the terminology of astrology, because it really is a language, then talking about current astrological transits, what's happening in the sky, how it affects us personally, and most importantly, how we can work with that energy to make the things happen in our lives that we want to happen. So let's dive into today's episode, which is all focused on the full moon in Taurus, which is happening this coming Wednesday, November 5th. So let's just back up for a second and just talk about like what full moons are, what they mean, why we care about them. So full moon happens when the moon is fully illuminated in the sky. The moon doesn't actually emit any light of its own. It reflects the light of the sun. So when we have a full moon, it means that the sun is directly across from the moon in the zodiac. So the moon is receiving the full light of the sun. So in the sky, it looks full, it looks gorgeous, it looks beautiful. So like astronomically, that's what's happening when we have a full moon. Symbolically, it represents this like culmination point, this breakthrough, this opportunity to reflect on all the progress that we've made so far in the area of our lives that's about the sign where this full moon is falling. In this case, it's about all of the things that have culminated in this part of our life, that the part of our chart really that represents Taurus. So this week in particular, we are experiencing a culmination point, a breakthrough in Taurus themes in our life. So to back up a little bit on Taurus and what Taurus represents, Taurus is an earth sign, so along with Capricorn and also Virgo, we know earth signs to be very stable, dependable, grounded, concerned with the material plane. Taurus in particular is a sign that really lives life through the five senses. If you have any Tauruses in your life, you know they have like the best fashion sense, the best taste in like interior design, the best taste in food. They love good food, they love good wine, they love being in nature, they love living in the present moment. They work hard, but they play hard too. And so we're experiencing a culmination or a breakthrough in some of these Taurus themes in our lives. If you know what your rising sign is, you can get really, really specific on where exactly in your chart this full moon is landing, that where you're having breakthroughs or culminations in specific life areas. I will say that if you are a Taurus rising, a Scorpio rising, a Leo rising, or an Aquarius rising, this Taurus full moon is hitting in very, very visible, important parts of your chart. If you're a Taurus rising, you'll experience breakthroughs or a culmination in how you express yourself, how you identify, and possibly even how others see you. If you're a Scorpio rising, then this Taurus full moon is falling into the part of your chart that's all about relationships. So maybe you're having a big culmination or breakthrough in one of your relationships, or the people around you are having really big glow up breakthrough moments. If you're an Aquarius rising, that means that this full moon is happening in the part of your chart that's about like home and emotional foundations and family. So perhaps there's some sort of culmination happening in that part of your chart. And if you're a Leo rising like me, that means that this full moon is hitting in the part of your chart that's all about your career, your profession, your public roles, and like the most visible part of your chart. So why not start a YouTube series on this full moon in Taurus, I wonder. So if you're none of those rising signs, this is still a really lovely full moon to work with. When we look at full moons and the signs that they fall in this case, Taurus, we want to look at the condition of the ruling planet of that sign. So Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. And if you look at any chart right now, you'll see that Venus is in Libra, which is another one of Venus's home signs. So like the conditions of this full moon are fabulous. There's nothing to fear or worry about with regards to this full moon. This is just a really beautiful time to reflect upon all the ways that you have grown and changed and become more present, more grounded, more stable, more determined even in some aspect of your life. It's just really beautiful astrology to do that regardless of your sign. So other ways that you can work with this full moon regardless of your sign is if you're a crystal girly, you can go charge your crystals under the full moon. It's a great way to kind of clear and cleanse and charge them with good energy. I don't know a lot about crystals personally, but I love the way they look and I have a few on my desk. And will I go lay them out in the moonlight for this full moon? You know I will. You can also create a nice little altar of earthly things. So like pick some flowers, get some plants, get some beautiful leaves, get some pumpkins out, you know, anything that celebrates like the earth, because Taurus is a sign that is very much of the earth. It's also a great time to do the things that allow you to feel present and grounded. So if you love to meditate, you can do that. If you love to journal, you can do that. If you love to, great full moon to go out and be in nature, go on a hike, touch grass, literally, like all of those things are a great way to really celebrate and honor this full moon. And again, because it's this culmination, breakthrough, reflection point, I want you to think specifically over the last 6 months, because it was 6 months ago that we had a new moon in Taurus. It was like probably back in late April, early May was when we had our full moon in Taurus or new moon in Taurus. I want you to think about what has happened between then and now that has allowed me to feel more grounded, more embodied, more present, more in touch with the world around me. And really celebrate yourself for that, because these full moons are all about celebration and honoring the progress that we've made. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was fun. I literally just had the best time doing that. And I look forward to doing this again every week. So if you want to learn more about astrology and what is happening in the sky, what the heck is happening in the sky all the time, and how it might affect you personally, please subscribe to this channel so you can get updates on when I post new videos. I plan to post new videos every Monday, so please hold me to that. And if you want to learn more about your personal astrology, how to discover the key components to your birth chart and how that can help you unlock your true self, your most authentic self, how to live the most fulfilling life, then you should absolutely book an astrology reading with me. My True You reading is all about how you can connect with your true self and discover your limitless potential so that you can live your best life. I will link that down here. And finally, I also send out horoscopes for my mailing list on every new moon and full moon. So again, if you want to learn exactly where this full moon is landing in your personal chart, you should subscribe to my mailing list and you can learn all about that. So again, thank you for tuning in. I'm literally having the time of my life and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye-bye.